this newsroom from which you can see the skip link, the unidirectional skip link that should send you somewhere way, way, way out into the deepest reaches of space, where the main copy, the core, that distributes the rest of Daybreak's code exists. It is apparently constantly evolving into new forms of its intellect, constantly iterating its code to be harder to deal with and more efficient at exterminating the existing human population. And yet, so far, even though Daybreak has gone through taking over a lot of worlds and gathering his resources, he hasn't just gone out and exterminated people yet or blown up any planets. It's really just like the setup process. There was some kind of reluctance, you believed, in Daybreak to go through with this plan. It's a sort of last resort.
Oh yeah, we asked him really cool questions.
Yeah, and one of those questions ended with Carson displaying on his monitor like the rapid advance of society from abiogenesis to the bee-like movements of people in large groups to the first like space shuttle landing on the first moon, etc. Yehuzi has asked, for a recording, and Slappy is going to provide. Which just means probably not too much embarrassment, but you can't say anything super bad about Yehuzi. Because it's all on record.
I would never say anything bad about Yehuzi. Yehuzi is my best friend.
Great guy.
What a guy. Anyway, for this session, I will be...
Brian disconnecting after that. It's funny.
In case it matters, I will be NPCing that asshole. But I have his moves and such all figured out in advance here. So, the very, very last thing that happened is Daybreak introduced you to left break and right break, two sides of his political consciousness that were divided and separated into two machines that could do a kind of point-counterpoint style, hard-hitting news program that talks about the issues or what have you. They were in the middle of a debate before they turn their attention to your group and start to mutate their arms into giant weaponry at your advance. And so we will start the session with its first roll, a wits alert check to determine your initiatives.
Yeah.
And I think you were mentioning wanting to have been in Gawain at the start of this, so you can already be in Gawain if you like.
Yeah. I'm just debating if I should bump it up with paranoia, because this is a weak throw.
It's a 6 and a 9 there.
Should I have 0 out of 10 scene die?
No, you should have all 10. Before you add that paranoia, you get the knowledge of what they roll to know.
Oh, that is cool. What about that third device, if that counts for anything?
That is not a character, but we'll mention what that is here once we get
okay.
There.
In case I had a turn. Yeah, I'll paranoia this if they're both exactly at 10.
Okay. Well, you need a 4 or higher to get above them. You get it.
Yeah.
So that puts you at 13.
Wait. Did you say 13? Okay, we have the same initial now. I'm just going to put myself as 12 to make this easier.
That sounds suitable. And CNC is going to get to go first with a snapshot. They're both in different areas. They're both standing on opposite sides of this like podium in the middle. They weren't sitting in the two chairs. They were actually like standing apart as if they were waiting for you to arrive, but still couldn't help but be bickering before you got here. You could neutrino arm shuttle or do another thing as your snapshot. Whatever is customary to old CNC.
Do I see this switchboard? What do I know about it?
In the distance down that long hallway that is behind the set, it's like a long hall full of like cords and like panels of the ceiling have been removed. But it's a straight view to a circular pad on the ground that is surrounded by these purple lights. Everything there is currently off, but you know a skip link when you see one. Even though you haven't seen one, you know what it ought to look like. It's just sort of a Star Trek transporter type platform. The switchboard back there is an old-timey looking switchboard with all kinds of toggles and such on it that seems to operate the skip link, but it has way too many knobs on it to just do that. And so you can tell from where you are that this switchboard operates the entire studio. That thing is probably important, but as it stands, it doesn't have any power to use the skip link. Because it's powered down, it might not be useful to you yet until you have time to work on it. That said, if you think it's more worthwhile to start working now and get out of here before having to deal with these two, it might be another way to circumvent this battle. Just like ignore these guys and hope that thing can get up and running.
Well, let's try firing the arm blaster at left brake. Just on as a matter of principle.
Okay. And you lob that in there. Let me make my chart. First thing that happens when this thing gets lobbed is there's a lot of other stuff in the room that shorts out, sparks fly everywhere, and these monitors on the wall that were displaying orange static get cracked and broken. There's a scene of buildings to make it look like this is a city at sunset on all the walls, but when those glass fixtures like crack a little bit, the buildings immediately disappear. They were just projections up on the orange glow of magma to make it look real, more or less. Left brake decides to immediately dive to his left. At the same time, right brake, even though he's not under fire, dives to his right. They both hit the dirt.
Oh, cool.
And when they do and the flash goes off, left brake still takes a bit of a beating to his shields, but appears decently well shielded here. Let me fully sort out the rest of my notes. Okay, that should be enough. So his shields get jolted a bit, and left brake says, "Well, looks like they've already resorted to violence." Your turn is first, CNC, also after your snapshot, but first thing to do is to make me a wits probe, if you would. Or I'm sorry, I meant science probe. I'll let you reroll that. So even on a 12, because Carson has the ability to like link with any other devices now, he has a compiler that can sort of change any static or any information that comes to him into Carson code. He can hear on a kind of sub-channel this constant feedback loop between left brake and right brake. This energy that is fused between them that keeps them locked together. It's tying up a lot of their resources. This feedback loop is, in a way, bad for them, but it's also how they deliver the news. You believe if either one of them is removed from the picture, or if this feedback loop is somehow broken, they'll get stronger, they'll get more powerful because they can dedicate more of their resources to simply fighting. Right now, they're fighting each other in subspace, according to Carson's sensors. What would you like to do on your turn, CNC?
I want to switch to my chainsaw. I guess and run up.
Yeah. I think I need to refresh my memory on Mischief Maker.
I'm not sure that I can attack as well. I think, but I think I'm able to move and change weapons, right?
What I think you could do is a half attack.
Could I do a half attack before switching? But not while moving, that's the problem, right?
Yeah, you could do an unarmed charge to just punch this guy and then swap to the chainsaw.
Okay, yeah.
It's double halved, but it's something, and it gets you the same result, a move and switch.
It's quartered.
It's one.
It's sort of what your plan was, +1 damage, so you rush in there, give him the old smack, and swap to the chainsaw. Good move going after him first, says Right Brake. Maybe with him out of the picture, we can finally get this place budgeted properly. Gaspard creates a force field around the area that contains the three of you back here, using his electrical stuff.
Wait, where's the other break? It's like the formation of Ralph Nader.
That's
The third party break.
That guy doesn't get to be on the news, I'm afraid. Just these two. Gaspard puts up this barrier around the situation and fires off his blue bot breacher at left brake. Do a bit more extra damage there.
Oh, right, because he's blue.
And left brake gonna do. Left brake takes a swing at CNC using his powerful left hook. It's a heavy hitter. It's a big old punch. That's a reflex defense, if you want to make it.
Yeah, for sure.
And you lessen the damage. Your shield drops.
Wait, no, I'm untouchable.
Oh, correct. It's another D8.
Whew.
Puts you down just by 4 shield. This will end the untouchable, but these guys seem to be heavy hitters. There's only 2 of them, so may not have lasted forever. But on the plus side, you had already swapped to your chainsaw to counterattack here after this occurs. Yeah. Chainsaw's just starting to rev up. It's not hot yet, but you take a swipe back. This guy is... What are you going to do? I guess he's going to make a zap attack against the shield. So he says, "Watch out for the upcoming energy crisis, my friends. and points his hand, his open palm, at the surface of the electric barrier, starts to siphon electricity away from it to try to break through to you. Right Break says, listen. We just got to keep working, push our way through this, and forget about the warming all around us. If we can build an industry that is better equipped to deal with the future, this change of climate won't matter. And instantly, on this side of the arena, while he says that, heat starts to bear down on the three of you inside of the zone. And you are all subjected to some rad attack. Let me get that going. And this is actually a fitness defense if you want to try to resist.
Wait, what about Judas's? Does he have a rad suit on?
I don't know. What does Judas have on?
The H glove. I can't remember if it protects against that. It protects against a lot of things.
I think it's contained, and I think it is chem-proof, but I don't think it protects against.
Oh,
Right.
chem-proof, not rad-proof. Okay.
All right, so it's fitness.
Fitness defense, and that includes for Gawain. I think Gaspard's just going to let that happen.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna take that 9 damage.
Oh, there we go.
And
Huh.
I'm learning my moves for a second here, because it's a very interesting set of moves I wrote down a couple weeks ago. Yeah, Right Break says, all right, looks like we're going to have to do these budget cuts manually, and fires a literal cutting device, a blazing saw from his wrist and toward CNC. This is chem, which is okay because your shields are still up. But to take that or resist that, he's at a distance, and it is a wits defense to avoid if you want it. Okay. That's 4 chem.
Oh yeah, I can always just roll 4 people to see if I get a better result, can't I?
Oh yeah, because you have determination now to just be constantly rolling. That's right.
Now, if I roll lower, does it override his?
Nope. Basically,
Well, that's good.
all of your allies have advantage on defense rolls, basically.
All right. Let me go ahead and roll that and see if I can get a better for him. Yeah, little.
Yeah. You get 1 shield back there from having Judas around to help. And it's Judas's turn. Did I skip Vic? Void?
Also,
Yep.
left break
I
is going
did.
to take 5 inevitable damage.
Right. Gotta remember.
You also skipped Gaspard.
No,
Yeah,
he-
Yes, Mark put a shield up.
but I totally
Oh,
skipped
okay.
you. So have 1 turn now, and you'll have 1 again here in a sec.
Okay, I was gonna put up an Aegis shield,
Oh.
so we're gonna have a double shield situation.
Okay. I don't think that would have mattered from. I'm thinking of the moves I took, but that wouldn't have mattered for those so far. So
No. Oh, and then I'm still gonna fire once on right break, I think, is what was going to happen.
okay, you put up the barrier between you and Right Break there, and fire through your
Yeah.
barrier.
This is weird because this weapon also kind of fires what seems to be a buzzsaw, but like highly vapored, steam.
I think it fires out like dozens of tiny little blades.
Yeah.
For sure.
Also, I think because I have a tactical HUD, this does a extra attack bonus.
Attack HUD. I think TAC HUD informs you something. Let me double check real quick.
Oh, that's a reaction.
Ah,
Okay, so I can't do that this time. Alright. Anyway, he's getting the steamroller.
Okay. You blast those on out. Now a kind of lower than average roll. This is on right break. He puts up a defense. Just sort of try to avoid it. This guy's looking for cover over here, but doesn't find great cover, so his shields are going to take a little hit as well as the blades come flying. Now we will make it Judas's turn, and I'll try to actually use this initiative tool over here to...
I think I'm going to start a grudge match with right break.
Okay. The grudge is on.
It's just a segment called The Grudge.
And
You're in the grudge. He just shouts.
And I'm going to conserve my scene dice right now, so I'm not going to do a captain's order. So that's the end of my turn.
Interesting. Alright. On initiative break 0... Initiative count 0. Right break puts up a graphic on the screens around that says The Grudge on it in this like pre-made metallic font.
Yeah.
As the grudge starts. And it is CNC's second turn. CNC.
I'm gonna saw.
Comes the saw blade.
Not a bad roll, man.
Yeah, but if you don't like it, you can cut it in half without losing much and do another thing.
Yeah, but what else can I do?
A number of things.
Oh,
Actually, I don't know yet. I haven't seen it in a while.
Can I try and knock him down?
Yeah, it must expend a scene die. So you do half, and then he has to expend a scene die or become stuck. Is that right?
Yeah.
Very interesting. He'll take the 5, but he doesn't want to be knocked down. So he will spend another scene die to prevent the knockdown as you push your body weight into him after that attack. Vic Void.
Okay, now I'll get to use the tactical HUD on him.
Alright, who's getting the tack HUD?
It was going to be the right break since Slappy's work on Mr. Left over here.
Okay. Add a bonus die to any defense rolls used with wits bonus. That's just passive.
No, that's the other thing.
Add a bonus die to attack rolls against that creature while using a weapon. Oh, we need to remember acceleration as well. So I'll have 2 bonus dice.
Oh, I think I just forgot about it because it's just the first turn. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. I got so many, like, additional dice now.
Yeah, this is a lot of dice to be throwing in. Roll it up and give me another 2d10s on top of that as you focus on the areas, pinpoint the zones on right break that look weak to damage here. For 20. It's going to try to avoid some of that, but there's just bullets flying everywhere. You sort of lead the target a bit as your tack HUD knows where right break is going to try to move. And it goes to
Oh, interesting.
move
So if
behind
I
the
do
desk.
this, it prevents me from doing like the double shot, but it's instead like a more focused single shot.
Yeah, exactly. This is like a higher roll. If you expect them to be using a lot of dice anyway, you could just be doing this. Try to get above the dice that they use, because they can't defend forever, you know?
Yeah.
So you go chasing him around the set here. He goes behind some cameras that pivot and wobble as bullets hit them. He gets smacked up pretty well, and after you hit him a bit there, you find out he has 50 shield left upon chipping his shield down a bit more. So he has 50 remaining, and I'll keep you updated anytime you damage his shield as to what he has left there.
Or armor if he has no shield.
Yes. Gaspard is going to jinx and get a multi-action on his gun here. And he's going to keep both of them jinxed as well. I'm going to pay down some dice so I know how many he has left. He's been putting a lot of dice in, but he's going to try to keep them jinxed for as long as he can so that this will lessen the damage. So far, let's fight. Looks like this one's shaping up to be a quick one, boys. Get them out of the way and we can move on. That's me doing Gaspard. Left Break is going to say, and I just think we should leave the weapons in the hands of the professionals, the people licensed to use them. That's all I'm trying to say, Right Break. And he looks to Gawain, and Gawain is targeted with an attack. It's a hack attack.
Oh.
That was going to be very high at 37. It's an 18 instead, thanks to Jinx. That's a science defense if you want to make it, otherwise he loses 18 armor.
Well, I could try doing it, assuming that Judas would try to make it higher anyway.
That's true.
I would.
Let's do that.
So you spend your scene die to make a science thing, and it almost doesn't matter because his is almost definitely going to make that better. By quite a degree.
Yeah.
So you only take 5 hack off of Gawain's armor. The worst thing, however, after you take just this little bit of damage that has hacked Gawain, is both of your guns mounted to Gawain immediately vent all of their neutrons. He has fully disarmed you with this action, and you are out of ammo on both weapons.
Oh, he's finally hit. An enemy has finally hit me where it hurts, right in the ammunition.
And you can hear them audibly click. Judas hears the annoying audible click of your guns and knows what has happened here as well. And then Left Break is going to use this two-handed attack with both fists. Time for a general strike, people. Let's get it moving. And Left Break generally strikes you all over the place. He's like, punches are coming at you at like from all angles. This is already cut in half. And it's only going to be 10. The thing about this is that if you want to make a defense roll, your defense roll is cut in half also.
But I would still get a counterattack.
That's true.
I think I want to be a scab today.
Okay. You block the general strike, and Judas can make that a 4 instead of a 3.
All scabs are not ACABs?
Ooh, what a counterattack. Goodness. This is an enormous hit to his shields. He does make some attempt to defend, but he's not very quick on his feet. He's looking for cover, and he can't take cover against you. So you hack on in. Right Break. Looks to CNC and says, I think it's time to put this guy on lockdown. Fires what looks like a cord of bolas, like this green spinning mass of like ropes. And when they approach CNC, they blossom out in an attempt to wrap all around him at once, kind of seize him, glue him in place. This is an attack that you might want to try to avoid, but let me see what it's going to.
What about when he has slippery, though?
That doesn't matter on the attack roll, but it could help him if he needs to get out of this at some point.
Okay.
A science defense, if you want to make it.
Science defense, right.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you the truth. I might be making a science defense, but I'm going to attempt to cut the bolas.
Sure.
Well, it's really...
Hello?
Like, every cord you're going to have to cut to make the bolas fly apart. When you do, they stop glowing green. You realize they weren't made of energy. They're just like glowing wires that wind up frayed and on the ground around you. And you've avoided his private prison attack. And now it's time for a little more global warming on our friends down here in the south.
Is that still getting through Gaspard's ozone layer?
It is indeed. And in fact, this is the attack that actually takes down his thing there. Actually, you know what? He would not do that. He'd just take the 10.
Oof.
Dave, remember that
Pretty good for a 2.
Yuzi will be watching this.
I think he'd approve of taking that damage. Although, I don't know now. What's it going to be on Gawain? Take the 10?
No, I rolled. I just have to take 5 now.
Oh, well, if you rolled, then Judas gets a roll to improve it. Which
Depends.
has made it better. You take 2 more off your armor as things heat up in that area, and the heat cracks through the inside of the force field Gaspard put around you, breaking it open there, and it is Judas's turn. Judas?
Alright, time to take a shot at right break.
Did left break take the inevitable damage this turn?
Yes.
Gotta go and give myself ownership real quick. Give me a sec.
Oh, I can...
Oh,
What do
got
you
it.
need ownership of?
My gun. I got it. I'm able to... See, what's funny is I can give myself ownership, but I can't use it if I don't have the ownership prior, so it's kind of weird.
Did left break deactivate your gun ownership?
I have a button in my tray that says all, and if you highlight any group of tokens and hit all, it'll assign ownership to every name on the server.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and do that so then I don't have to do that every time.
Yeah, I did that to all of the tokens.
I realized I put lowercase s in my username instead of capital. That's why.
Good
it's-
God.
Oh,
I
no.
This attack. It's a 26.
Actually, it's 35 because of my show 'em how it's done.
Oh, okay. Do you have to... Oh, you have
You
to
just
gamble.
broke a shield.
You don't have
Yeah.
to gamble.
Yeah.
35 on right break.
Yep.
His shield actually is still up. He's going to throw up a defense real quick, but you do an enormous amount of damage to that with this incredibly well-aimed singular shot toward the neck of this robot. Man.
And I'm going to continue conserving my dice for now.
Okay. You haven't issued anybody else any attacks yet, but as it stands, you're kind of in all-out Judas mode, just doing your thing. And at the top of the next round, it is CNC's turn. CNC.
I'm gonna try and saw at this guy.
Yep. You've been chipping away at Left Break, who's been kind of keeping his attacks when he can focused in your direction here.
You know what? I think I'm gonna try and stuck him again.
Okay. So that's a 10. So he will take the 10, and he will use another die. You burn another die off this guy by continuing to stuck him. The stuck is works automatically if they have no dice left to spend. So it's a pretty useful maneuver too, to just keep it up, keep forcing him into a corner. You do have him backed against this static flickering wall on this left side of the room, and he was a little bit larger than you in frame, just like a kind of like a 9-foot tall man body. But you pressing forward over and over has pushed this giant into one side of the room, fearful of your ingress.
Is he on one of those like wheeled office chairs? Like I'm just like bearing down on him with a chainsaw, smoothing him into the corner.
He's like kicking backward 1 foot at a time, hoping to like avoid you.
Wait, what's that scooter thing with the wheels that you just stand on? I forgot what that was.
What are those things called?
They're talking like segways or something?
Yeah. But like there's also the one that has no handle, right?
There's like hoverboards.
Right.
I was thinking like one of those just black plastic movers, office movers. These things should have names. Vic Void?
My guns.
Your guns. They're out of ammo. I believe you can reload them both as your turn if you want.
I mean, yeah. This is an excellent way to time me out, is to force me to reload.
And to choose through a couple of your glams.
Oh yeah, glamage.
Alternately, you could reload one and then move your barrier if you think that's useful.
No, I've kept in front of red for a reason, since it seems as though left brake is just going through everything anyway.
Okay.
That was just a hunch, but now it's been proven. So I could just... Can I reload and attack with a gun on the same turn?
As a reaction during your turn while you're in your mecha, attack with either of its mountain. Yeah, you can reload it and then attack with it.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. You undo the damage that left brake did to your weapons. One of your weapons.
And, yeah. We'll just do this with another D10. Okay.
This is on right brake?
No, this is on left brake. For hacking me.
For revenge. He is needing to save his dice. He is very concerned about the approach of CNC. But that means your bullets blindside him here.
Well, that, and I get to see some of the stats.
Oh, correct, you do. He has 13 shield left.
Okay.
And let's see. Actually, I don't think you got to know that. You know it now, but I think you have to use your.
Oh, it was the other reaction.
Yeah.
I would assume it's low enough anyway. Alright, well.
That would
I have so many reactions now, it's difficult.
Gaspard thinks keeping them jinxed is a good idea. But this time he has to lose one of his dice in the bargain. And he also is going to be firing at left brake multiple times. This one actually also costs him another of his dice, leaving him with just 2, which means his attacks are going to be better. And left brake will use one of his dice to prevent one of those because he didn't want the acid getting through, and after Gaspard keeps up his bot breacher attacks, the acid finally eats through the shield and gets to the precious metal inside, and his shields are down. On Left Break's turn, Left Break resorts to alternative medicine. Sometimes you just can't trust the medical industry. There, I said it. Somebody had to. And he points a dart at... I think it's going to be CNC. It's a 13 basic attack. This is a reflex defense to avoid, and you'll get a counterattack if you choose to defend against it.
Boost me up, Captain.
So what this does is no damage. It's innocuous. When the dart hits you, you don't lose any shield or armor. But the dart hits you right in a wedge in your armor where it can inject its neurotoxin. And so you will be taking its payload, but before you take its payload, you get your counterattack. And he's just going to let that one hit for now. Then you take the toxic payload, which is not jinxed, and it could be a little nasty. That's 33, right to the old health. You can make a fitness defense roll to protect against that a bit. And Judas can always give you moral support. It looks like your body is what's going to have to do the resisting here, and it's not even the suit, it's Castro surviving, trying to fight back against this as his tank fills with this bluish-green poison. Then Left Break is going to take a swing. No. No. He's not going to do that. He's going to zap at Judas. Fire a zappy attack. That's wits. At this range.
Yeah, which is not something I'm good at. I could basically just lose all my armor or all my shield at this point. I'm going to try. I don't think it's wise, but I'm going to try it.
This also counts as a gun. Ooh. Oh, that's not good.
Yep, so that's 13, so 26, so that's all of my... That eats what? Into
Now we
5?
5
Of
armor.
my
Yeah.
armor?
So the shields drop, the armor takes a little bit of a hit, but unlike a lot of your allies in this fight, you still have a bunch of dice left when you have to start tapping more into those. But getting your shields dropped this early is not great, especially because Right Break is going to follow up with a chem attack with budget cuts.
That's fine.
For 11 chem. This is also wits and also a gun.
I'm just going to take it.
Well, that's... Oh yeah, chem. Of
Be
course.
safe.
Processing new information. Processed. And then he's going to global warm that area again.
Pretty local for global warming.
And that's 7 more. This is a fitness defense, if you want to put that in there.
Yeah. Oh, I'm forgetting to accelerate on the defense too.
Oh, yeah. You haven't had to make too many so far, but it does matter.
Okay. Let me do that now. What was the die though? An 8?
An extra D8, yeah.
Okay.
You need to make your defense
Oh,
rolls
well.
first. It's a fitness defense from Vic Void.
Okay.
That's 15. That's higher than Judas can roll. That's no damage to you.
Alright. Now he won't have to worry about rolling for me as much.
And it is Judas's turn. Judas. I think you're saving your dice mostly for your mega attack. What I've seen.
If I'm being honest, I'm saving my dice for when one of these go down and the second one gets really strong. That's why I figure attacks are going to hurt a lot worse. Alright, right break, meat gun. And that's, how many dice do I have left? So
I
that's
think
going to
right
be
break has met a lot
27.
of the guns in this day.
And it's not going to use a die. So his shield is actually still holding. The left break is taking a lot more damage here. By not using his die, he also gets yoinked right in here. Did you say that's
Okay.
another 8 damage on that?
Yeah.
His
You
shield
know-
is still up.
Now I'm using a die to give a phase 2, so reload, switch weapons, glam for shield, or repair your armor, whatever. If you do any of that, it's 20.
There's your info on the things you guys can choose to do. Gaspard is going to reload.
I'm sure Gawain's gonna reload.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna reload my one gun.
Yep.
CNC, do you want to pay a glam to get your shield back?
I guess that's what it is, eh?
Yeah. And that probably helps Gawain the most here. He gets his both his weapons fully ready for the battle ahead. What are you doing for yourself?
Oh, I gave myself 20 shield back.
Good.
Top of the next round, it is CNC's turn. C and C.
I'm gonna slice.
All right, you keep the slicing going. For 22.
I think I'm gonna do the stuck thing again.
All right, you keep that going. He keeps taking the damage and using another die here to resist being locked in place, but this time your chainsaw kind of scrapes over the arm of this bot. Sparks are flying, and then it digs into the monitor behind him, and the monitor goes black. The wall behind it cracks, and you can feel the aluminum of the wall start to buckle and break. There's this intense heat that pours in from outside across your arm as you realize you've just partially ripped through the exterior of the studio in delivering this attack. Vic Void.
Yeah. Oh, when did he get in here?
He got
When I got him.
else gunned, yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll use a reaction to move the shield here. So there's no point leaving it over there now. And, yeah, we'll just steamroll him.
All right, close range steamrolling.
Yep.
You get the old bonus die on top of that. Yeah, these rolls,
It's
so
whatever.
steamroller have been kind of iffy lately, but this is going to provoke him to use another die. He almost completely avoids the attack, but you find out that he did not have an awful lot of shield left whenever you fire this attack in, because his shields go down as well. You start chipping into his
Good.
armor.
We're gonna do that strategy where we try to, knock them out both at relatively the same time.
That is the hope.
Yeah. Might be optimal. but hard to manage, I'm sure. Gaspard.
Well, that's why I'm in tactical HUD mode, sir.
Gaspard's gonna save his dice for now and just be shooting. And now that the shields are down, this bot breacher is something he wants to avoid, so he's going to use a die on this. Tries 2 defenses here. And yet, both attacks get at least a little bit through to melt away at the exposed armor. He's putting some damage in, this Gaspard friend of yours. Left break. Was going to fire a dart in the direction of either Judas or Gaspard, but now can't because of this barrier. He's going to put in another general strike at CNC. It's going to be a little bit higher because he's not jinxed right now. If you use a defense roll, it is cut in half against the general strike.
Oh, who cares?
Judas? Bump that up to 4. So take 15 off your shield. Yeah, you're pretty pumped up actually now seeing it. You're tanking it out up here. Give him the chainsaw back. Solve
You're so buff.
It's a buff guy up there. Left break is going to give you the left hook. This is a normal reflex defense. Full powered, if you want to make it. He's trying to force his way away from this wall as he's punching and swinging at you. CNC, but it's not helping much. You've still got him pinned over here. Slaps?
Yeah.
It's just a regular reflex defense, no cutting it in half. Judas can always aid you, bit by bit. Your character got much stronger at level 10, Judas, with that extra little determination there. And then yet another retaliation. Ooh.
Jesus
You guys are
Christ.
rolling big dice and getting very nasty rolls on your main attacks. Hopefully you get these out of the way before you have to meet whatever is in store for you. on the other side.
Let's ask the boss for a recount.
Oh God.
Right break goes, stop the vote, it's 7. It is right break's turn. Right break says, time for a little border security, people. Moves to here, and a pulse around him after he moves shunts you out of his area as this red light pulses outward. This ejects Judas to here, and Gawain and Gaspard to here, but it also, because you were moved a range, your shield drops for now. You can put it back up, but it's just the repositioning. And then after doing a little border security, it's going to go through his list of bullet points by shooting them at... Who's he going to be? Judas. Judas always feels like the problem, so he has to keep focusing on Judas. This is a gun, and it's an automatic that shoots regular damage.
He likes the attention, you know.
First 12, and there will be a second attack automatically after this.
That's fine. I get free defenses right now, so just go ahead and drop them both.
Okay. There they are.
Okay. And these are wits, correct?
Yes, wits and gun.
Helps if I click on myself. So let's see, that's
10 off the total, so 16. And yeah, your shields are holding up. Just brought the shields back, and they hold out against the bullet points as they go flying. I'm out of moves, so it's Judas's turn.
All right, you pushed me out. I was going to stab you, but now I can shoot you. This actually works better for me. That's going to be 17, so 24 damage.
And this is on
What
right.
if you just
Yep.
What if you just shot him and brought him with his left break friend?
He doesn't want that to happen, and now that he knows what can happen, he's going to prevent that by using a die here. That would be bad for him to be in the same space. But he
I kind
does.
of hope they would fight each other.
Well, that's interesting. They might actually.
To get close enough, yeah.
Let me look at how things are going for everybody. Yep, I'm gonna go ahead and spend another. And we're at another phase 2, so reload, shield up, armor up, switch weapon.
Oh, more shields, more reloads.
I can see that enough people
Besides
can...
reload, can I do either of those things?
Nope, I don't believe so. You're the one that doesn't benefit a whole lot from phase 2 other than reloading.
Yeah.
It's interesting because CNC is in like the opposite boat. He can do the shieldy, armory stuff, but he can't. He doesn't have much to reload. CNC, you can get 20 shield back if you pay another glam if you want it.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. You just keep those shields replenished by Judas here. You guys haven't been too endangered during this fight so far. You're playing fairly tactically.
What's Gaspar gonna do?
Gaspar, I don't think he needs to reload. And he can't do his shield because he's a Xenoid.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I think he's the one it doesn't do anything for here.
Yeah, actually, that's true. Unless he had another gun he wanted.
No. No, he's good stick. CNC!
No, because these are bots, so...
I'm gonna try and cut this guy.
Yeah. Been working? You've been using the old pinning string? What the hell?
Shit.
Oh my god. Now that is a 1 in 72 chance. I imagine you want to cut that in half and do something else.
Yeah.
Can we return these dice and get a refund?
This is insane.
I'll try and stuck this guy.
You want to, okay. He's going to let that 2 hit then. And use a 7th die to try to be stunned. Does not, or unbe stuck. Doesn't want to get.
I'm going to give a negative review on your dice on Steam.
Imagine giving actual dice creators like bad Yelp reviews if they sold you dice that don't roll well. Vic?
Okay. Well,
I'll be right back.
this time I'm going to shoot at the left and the right.
Ah. Distribute the damage a bit.
Yep. Distribute the bullet points equally.
And Left Break says, see, and this is what I'm talking about. They might win this because they understand distributive economics. Ah. And Right Break kind of waves his hand dismissively.
Okay, so... Steamroll Mr. Left. Whoa!
Now, that is a comeback, if I ever saw one. And you find out something important. Left Break should have attempted to avoid one or more of those bullets, but was starved of all of his ability to hide or go anywhere by CNC, and he takes every last shot. His armor has taken a full 29. Now, do you want to shoot the other guy with the same or the other gun, or do you want to shoot the same guy with the same or the other gun?
I want to shoot the other guy with the same gun.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Their armors are suffering. The right brake does not make an attempt to dodge either, so he is also just hit by these bullets. Gaspard is gonna jinx for sure this time. It does cost him one of his remaining 2 dice. But he does not want you guys taking as much damage. I'm going to take a whiz real quick also, just to make sure everybody's back for the defensive phase. All right, I'm back.